Hi everybody, this is Osprey from MyChartCoach.com, and in this video we're going to take a look at a couple of the top performing small caps from today. So first up is ATAI, so closed up 171% today. This is a daily chart. You've got RSI now at 94. It's really pushing. That upper wick on today's candle did lower Fasto back below 80. That's a parabolic spike there on plus DI. Notice how today's candle, a huge move, busting above the upper Bollinger Band and EMA4 there. The upper wick does show some profit taking into the close. EMA4 at 124 is the first support level below. As you can see, very low volume before the big move. Volume did come in August, and there was a giant volume spike today. Check out MACD on both time frames. Very parabolic on both time frames. Okay, if you look here at ATAI on the monthly chart, you can see here it's up here at 86. This is an all-time high on RSI. Look at plus DI. I mean, that is so vertical right there. When it gets perpendicular like that, it's very difficult to sustain that type of trajectory. If you look right here, it's breaking out above this descending triangle pattern, so that the descending resistance line broke this month. And the key level to turn into support and stay above is going to be this high close from back in 2008. So you want to see it stay above this 130, and then also this right around 155 is a big level. That was the a little above 150 was that previous all-time high. Huge volume spike this month. Okay, so if you look here at the 15-minute chart, what you want to keep an eye on for ATAI is a drop below that middle Bollinger Band at 180. If they let that level break, you could see some consolidation. Okay, let's take a look at IGC here. Closed up 114%. You've got RSI at 92, so that's really pushing. You've got Fasto at 89. A nice breakout there on a plus DI. Today's candle did push well above that upper Bollinger Band. You have EMA4 down there as your first support level. There's two big gaps on the chart between, you've got a gap between high of day on Friday and low of day today. And you also have a gap down here between Thursday and Friday of last week. So yeah, a couple unfilled gaps in the chart. It is breaking out on huge volume right now, and it was pushing higher in after hours trading. You want to see it break above that 165 level. If you look here on the weekly chart, you can see here this week it's making a huge move. There is an unfilled gap right now in between high of week last week and low of week this week, and so that is something to keep in mind, that if it did pull back, you could see it possibly drop down to the 300-day simple moving or 300-week simple moving average at 73 and possibly fill that gap down there around that 75 level. The big level to stay above right now is this 400-week moving average at 139, and then also above this 145 level. You want to see it keep pushing above that, and then break above this high from back here in December at 165. So if it could stay above 140 and then push through 165, that would signal it wants to keep heading higher. If you look at the weekly chart here, this is a IGC weekly chart from the annotations are old here, but it is showing that the next key level to break, which is back here in 2014. And so you have the high close back here, and that's lining up with this red line. So it's up here, just above 175 or so. So when it gets to that 170 to 180 resistance zone, you want to see it bust through and then have a weekly close above that level. If it comes up and hits that level and stalls out, that could be the temporary top zone. Okay, so you notice how there was big volume back there in 2014 when it hit that level as well. And so if it was able to bust through that level, what you'd be looking for is a run up here to this 230, 240 level, which was the high back in what looks like June of 2014. Okay, look at the 15-minute chart here for IGC. It has a very strong uptrend going. If it pulls back and drops below that middle Bollinger Band at 117, that's when you could see some consolidation and possibly drop down to that 50 simple moving average at 92. Notice the gap here between the high on Friday and the low today, and so a drop down there, like I said before, to just above 75 would fill that gap if it ever did do that. Right now it's pushing hard, but just keep in mind penny stocks gaps do get filled. Okay, let's look at EGLT here. Closed up 35% today. RSI is now above 50. It's at 57. That was a bullish close above the middle Bollinger Band and the 50-day simple moving average at 37. If they can stay above that 50-day simple moving average at 37, the next target is the 100-day simple moving average at 48. Notice that is lined up with the upper Bollinger Band. It's going to need to close above that level and turn it into support to make a try to attempt to make a run up to that 200-day simple moving average. Today was a good start. You know, that was a nice close on a volume spike after trading above and then dropping down and getting back above the 50-day simple moving average. If it can hold that level, it could possibly get a new uptrend going. Okay, let's take a look here at TIS. Okay, this is going to be the final stock in this video. Closed up 32% today. RSI at 55. Fasto up here at 87. You've got a bullish crossover here on 80X. What you want to see on this stock is break the green line there. That's the 50-day simple moving average at 372. If it can bust above that level, you're looking for a run up there to that 100-day simple moving average at 472. It does look like there's an unfilled gap here. Let me show you that real quick. It looks like there's a small gap possibly between this level and this level. And so it looks like a run up there to 425 would fill the gap. Keep in mind, many times a gap fill could be a climax event. And then you've got the high close there is lined up with that upper Bollinger Band around 495 or so. So those are the upper resistance levels. Now, if it fails to break that 372 level, you could see it pull back and test the middle Bollinger Band there at currently at 284. As long as the middle Bollinger Band holds, a new uptrend should begin. Okay, so it has to stay above that middle Bollinger Band. Okay, thanks for viewing this video.